So the tile says it won't end well, and it looks like it's not ending well already after a nice move earlier today. So the big question is Bitcoin. What is the next play? Where's it going to go? And we're obviously talking about this death cross that everybody is getting excited about. Now, you're going to leave the stream with altcoin setups as well, longs and shorts. You're going to be well sorted out into tomorrow. Let's go. Remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, and hit the subscribe. And I decided to keep it red today because just before I went live, we started doing a monster round trip. So, guys, let me know how you are feeling in the chats here. Let me see if you guys thoroughly enjoyed a round trip. Let's see who someone else is enjoying a round trip. He's got the red jersey on here.
I got the red sweater here. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna keep it on today.
So, how'd you go? Up, down, sideways.
Stopped out overnight while I slept, woke up, had some FOMO because everything had pumped, and went, shit, I missed the entries, and sure enough, they round trip, so I feel better now. I was a little pissed.
Lucky you. It's always nice if you miss the entries and they come back to you, you feel like so rewarded. You're like, even if you didn't take a trade, you're like, I'm an excellent trader. I absolutely nailed that. So those of you that made it, enjoy. I managed to get a little bit out of hype some of my profits. I did quite well on a couple of scalps. But overall, I've round tripped on like Sol, Sui, and I was a little bit late on some of the head shorts. I did drop a head short idea on virtual, which I did manage to catch in the Chart Hackers Discord. But other than that, it's absolute dog shit. And I think that is the best way to explain it. And literally, market makers, what the fuck are you guys doing? Are we not allowed to have nice things, even for like 2 days? Why are they being like this? Guys, come on, work with us here. Okay, I should have closed virtual in profits. Kijo's dad, yeah, look, it was a big retest. I am covering that virtual chart for you guys today. Don't even ask me what Sky is. I don't know. Uni going to zero. Has the narrative died down? I've got entries for you on Filecoin. I've got Uni. I've got entries on virtual coming today. Guys, I've got so much. There's even criminal activity on Popcat.
The like button.
Well, where's this Popcat?
Don't forget about the cats. Don't forget about the puppies.
There's even criminal activity on Popcat at the moment. So let's get into fuck me. Why are they like this? Why are they sending us to zero like this? Okay. Well, guys, I mean, you could see the tile. The tile was based on this pump. Okay, and this pump it's not going to end well. Obviously, I was looking for a little bit higher to make it more dramatic, but I guess they are now sending us to zero as we speak. Okay, so in terms of what's happening now with BTC, let's deal with this. This drop has happened now in the last couple of minutes, so it's all going down live here in front of you. We're going to deal with this together. So 105,500, you can see that's a typical 618 rejection zone. We have now dropped through that area. Our saving grace was going to be 1035. That is our undercarriage trend 618. That is now absolutely blown through, and we are frantically trying to find whatever news is causing this issue at the moment. So what are we looking for now? So we've got Bitcoin on the 2 hour, and step number one tells me it's actually okay if we do carry on printing new lows. I'm going to show you the area, the ideal zone, because if we roll and we start bouncing relatively soon, we're going to get a nice bullish divergence print on the 2 hour time frame on BTC. So not necessarily the end of the world right now. So levels to watch on this time frame right here, okay, 101.5. Then we've got our 786 fib, which is easily going to get tapped. Look at this. We've got an undercarriage here as well. So even if they come, they just drop us in there, bang, and give us a little bounce. So call it 101K. That could be a zone of interest. If they are going to continue melting us down, guys, then the next play for me most likely is going to be a fake out of these lows. So it's going to be another visit to 99 and possibly just a little sweep below that level, and then maybe some upside. So what you're going to look for here is we almost in the first short zone. This is this 101. We in the zone. Okay, we almost there. If they drop it lower, guys, we're looking for this, a little sweep of those lows, and then we're going to try and ride this thing up. Okay, so that's going to be our next game plan. If they do drop it higher or lower, just be ready. If it happens soon, and I'm talking if it happens like in the next hour or two, it's probably on, okay, for a good bounce there. It might be a short-term bounce, but it's going to be some kind of snapback bounce that we can look forward to. So 99K, 98,500, look around there, okay? So you got it, 101K where we are now, so 101.5, 101K, then 98, 99. Okay, somewhere in those areas, that should give us a little bit of a bounce on BTC. And then once we get the move, we will deal with it. You can see what's happening now. Very basic TA in front of you, and you can see we've lost the trend. So if we do start pumping back, it's going to be like that virtual chart, and we'll look for some kind of rejection, and then maybe we can come a little bit lower. Okay, so that is the current zone to the downside. And JR says, I knew I should have shorted XRP again. Well, JR, I fucking closed that this morning, very smug, very proud of myself, because it was in the bounce zone. It gave us like a 2% bounce, and off she fucks back to the downside. Okay, so we're going to deal with that. And yes, the Don, I've got to wow for you, sir. I think we are going to get our range low entry that we did cover yesterday. Okay, so guys, there's the current plan on Bitcoin. Let's lock in the bounce. Let's see where we are quickly on the 1 hour oscillator. I just want to get a view on this one. I hate it when it drops so fast. It always causes a little bit of havoc here, but you can see that oscillator isn't quite settling yet. Okay, so we want to see this oscillator a little bit lower. We want to see this thing cooking down here, and then we're going to try and tie it into whatever level they are giving us at the time. If we get the reversal on one of these zones, then I think we are good. Okay, in terms of my current situation, well, I've done a beautiful, like the most splendid round trip on so many tokens here after this morning's pumpage. And I got some late shorts going in here. I got a Bitcoin late fall over short there. I got a little bit of a SUI one in some of the areas that I gave in the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Discord today. I got a tiny ETH consolation prize, but I'm still getting absolutely fucked on this. Excuse my language. Virtual, I got the short. I dropped in the hackers Discord, and I'm fully out of the long. Solana, that's a consolation short. I'm getting rinsed. I'm getting smoked in my Sol long at the moment. And ETH was up $4,500 a couple of hours ago. Now it's up $900. So basically getting smoked. Hyperliquid hit our second when entry yesterday, gave us 3 TPs. I've closed a fair portion of it, but as you can see, I am now underwater again, and we are back at our entry zone. Let's see if this is going to be the one that gives us some kind of bounce here. Okay, and then there's Asta. I've got a little Asta running, and Asta's probably about to rinse us here. We'll talk about it, and we'll go through all of this stuff. Okay, let's get into the news. And James, have we found any news yet here? Do we know what the drama is about? Why is everybody crying? Why is this market falling over?
Everybody's speculating on what it is, because there's the news about Trump last night with his interview with Laura Ingraham, where he was saying that Americans have no talent and they must bring in all these H-1B visa workers, and that's not gone over well. And there's also right here people talking about, is this a dump into the government opening? Because we still have another vote yet that happens today after market close. That's the final vote in the House, at which point it still has to go to Trump, and then they can open up. So I don't think will let us open until at least Friday.
Numbers? You're talking about the
CPI was supposed to be today. It didn't come out. PPI tomorrow, but it looks like the government can't open until probably Friday at the earliest, once they get through all the processes. So.
Okay, well, while that's all going down, folks, $630 million in leakies, which is a new number. It's just happened, obviously, now in the last while. And stop checking the crypto market. Relax and read a good book, guys. Why can't everyone just go and read? Okay, this guy's reading How to Get Rich Without Doing Anything. I mean, that could be a nice system, could be a nice play at the moment. And guys, how was this? When you load up heavily on altcoins, and Bitcoin jumps right after. This is 1000% what's just happened to me. Like
so
we were breaking levels. I was long near. I added to near. Fucking cooking, feeling good about myself. Fucking this. I am this person right now. Okay, like literally.
I think everybody is. I think.
I'm a little bit upset. Okay. U.S. Treasury Secretary Bessent announces that the 2000 tariff stimulus checks will most likely be going to all Americans who make less than 100K a year. 100K here is quite a big amount, though. I mean, those guys are doing okay, aren't they?
Well, yeah. But I mean, he's out running defense this morning. He's all over the news channels because of how bad that interview went over last night with Trump. And he's trying to calm down the H-1B visa thing, saying it's just temporary till we can train Americans. And don't worry, stimmy checks are coming, because he backtracked on that stimmy check initially. Now he's pushing it. I think they're going to push it through maybe because sentiment is really bad.
I love some of these comments are always such quality. Anyway, sometimes you can just read the comments sometimes, just for quality things. Now, so many bullish catalysts to look forward to in the short term, according to uni PCS, the bonk guy. US government reopening, cool. December rate cuts, cool. QT ending in December, cool. QE beginning possibly as early as Q1 2026. This is the problem, because is it actually really beginning? And bullish Q4 seasonality. Okay, so we know everybody is scared at the moment. I think when we last checked, fear and greed was at what, 25, somewhere like that.
It dropped back down to 24 again today, I think.
So we are at 24 again today, but how's this? Now, this is a very long read, and I'm certainly not going to read it to you guys. I trade shit coins, I don't read. But what I want you to do is you can go and look. And this is Thomas on the markets, and he's giving a little bit of an argument about this QE that the government is talking about, okay? And it's not very exciting. And in terms of what he's saying here, I think it was 20 billion a month or something, which is hardly a drop in the ocean. Anyway, long story, there's this chart, and it might not be as bullish as everybody is going to make out about it over Twitter and things like that. Okay, so little sprinkling over there. Then in terms of a couple of things in the news, I mean, I was just tracking Forex Factory, trying to find out what the fuck is going on. But obviously with a shutdown, a lot of the data doesn't get released. But we just see tons of FOMC members are having a go. Lots of talking, lots of chatter at the moment. Okay, so, and Dale says, I wish I would get this fear. Now, Dale, some of the best trades we've ever had, just remember, some of the best trades we've ever had are when fear goes sub 20, like when you absolutely shitting yourself. Like, funnily enough, fear at 20 to 25, like you're still operating. You still feel like, okay, now I'm going to get this trade. We're going to get a nice bounce. We're going to do these types of things. Sub 20, like mentally, it's the darkest place to be, because everybody around you is giving up, telling you it's over. Those are when we get the best trades. So it's almost like they're teasing you, and then they drop you into that sub 20, and then you know it's on. But fuck, it's a hard place to be. Okay, S&P, let's talk about where we are. Look, lower high in play at the moment. So yeah, this could be the start of a downtrend. Again, no trade for me here, just watching from the sidelines, just trying to observe what is going on. And look, hopefully they can come back and give us some kind of Santa rally. But right now, this is a lower high, and possible downside on the way for the S&P. That is naturally going to be bearish for crypto. Okay, so if that drops, obviously it's a problem. And then here's a problem, an argument to take a trade. I mean, literally an argument to take a trade. And because I'm such a filthy degen, I sometimes will read something like this and I'll be like, no, that makes sense. Let's long the top of this. So here's Heisenberg saying, Netflix's most successful show in history is Stranger Things. The last season is going to be released in 2 weeks. Can't wait. The last season, released in May, July 22, marked the bottom of the stock. Go figure.
This is coming in 2 weeks. I need some time off so I can binge this thing. Wow.
Okay, you don't watch Netflix anymore. Remember, you boycotted.
I don't watch it at all.
Remember, so you banned. You can't watch it now. You boycotted.
Well, sure I can. I just pirate the thing. I don't actually pay for it.
Okay. Apparently, this is a bullish side. Okay. So I don't know. Let's look at the Netflix chart and see. It's broken back above the 200-day moving average. Is there is this even an argument for a trade? The fact that a show season 2 is coming. Well, anyway, guys, if you want to do dumb shit with me, I've taken along here on BTCC. I am long Netflix. I've started a small position. You can see there's a little bit of gappage here that we can deal with. That might be a nice trade. Could be something. If you want an exit point, a couple of ways you can bail on this thing. I would say reasonable exit zones. Close below 1109, that's reasonable exit play, and then close below 1066 is a reasonable exit play. So if you guys want to try this thing, I am long here on Netflix. Just give it a bit of a chance. Obviously, you don't want to be in a situation where you put like a 0.5% stop, it drops 0.6% and then it pumps. So just give yourself a little bit of a chance here. Give yourself 2 to 3% if you can, and obviously manage your size appropriately. And then in terms of upside targets here, I would say 1250 looks reasonable. That would be a nice visit back to this high, and we don't have to get much more aggressive than that type of zone. Okay, so 1250, somewhere in that area could come into play, and then lots of chatter about NVIDIA and 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏's report coming out. So what we're doing here is we're just going to track this thing, and let's see when his report comes out. Let's see what the reaction is like on NVIDIA. Obviously, for me, if it drops to the downside, it's a buy opportunity. We're going to look to try and sculpt this thing higher up again. Okay, so 182 looks good to me. 178 looks good to me. Let's wait for his report. And still, no, I'm not, Mike. I'm getting rinsed. I'm long MicroStrategy. Remember, they took me last week. We were long MicroStrategy. We were long Palantir. They put us under pressure. Then the market pumped on Friday. I closed Palantir for a good profit, and MicroStrategy was flat. And when was it? Monday. And I said to Chaos and James, do I stay in this MicroStrategy? And we decided, okay, let's stay in this, because if there's a bounce in crypto, it might be okay. Now, as we can see, crypto's not bouncing, and I'm about to open BTCC, and I don't know what MicroStrategy looks like, but I got a feeling it's not going to be pretty. Okay, so let's lock your eyes, children. Oh my fuck. Okay, yeah, so it's we're under a bit of pressure. Okay, so MicroStrategy is going to zero, as you can see at the moment. So I am under pressure on that. What I'll do is I will drop an update on the MicroStrategy chart in the Chart Hackers Discord for you guys, and I'll show you exactly where I'm going to cut this thing. Okay, so most likely, if it's going to lose its low from last week, then I would say that is possibly the exit zone for me there on MicroStrategy. Okay, so that is the current play there. There's my long on Netflix. Let's see if they're going to give us a little bit of action. Now, higher time frame stuff. And when you saw my tile today, you saw a red line and you saw a blue line. Now, these are the 200-day and the 50-day moving averages. And when these things cross over one another, retail gave them the most glorious names, a golden cross and a death cross. Now, when the 50 goes above the 200, that's a golden cross. It's supposed to show the trend is going bullish. And the other way around is supposed to be a super bearish thing. Now, what happens sometimes is when you're about to print a golden cross, the price drops into the golden cross, then it bounces. And often when you're about to print a death cross, the price pumps into the death cross and then rejects. It's just one of those things that seems to happen. And this is what is going on. So the reason I'm saying it's not going to end well, and I did want a bigger push, and it's still on the table. Another bounce is still on the table, because the story that is getting told to me on the higher time frame on my altcoins, it's reading like an Enid Blyton book. It's the most wonderful story that I'm getting, and it all ends in a beautiful fairy tale of Bitcoin pumping to 109 to that 113 zone with a nice rejection. Some of these altcoins printing the right shoulder of bearish head and shoulder setups, and then a big capitulation to the downside. Okay, so this is literally the starting block for this move that I'm trying to get play out for us. And if we can get this now, come end of November, maybe dump into December, like we could be buying Bitcoin again, 94K, 88K. This could be around the corner for us. But for me, for this tail to come true, I really did want to see it push into the death cross here, the 200-day and the 50-day. So look, if we drop further now, that means we are out too early of the high conviction short. So we got to watch this carefully, because generally, if you are looking for high conviction shorts and high conviction longs that are going to be swing plays that can move, you generally want to do it off the back of a very weak move to the downside or a very strong move to the upside. So strong push up, like a really bullish move that gets everybody so excited, that is normally your short opportunity, and a dump that gets everybody so terrified is normally your long opportunity. So obviously I want to see a strong push on Bitcoin, get everyone back, get everyone late longing, and then a beautiful drop. So that is my game plan here, and that is how I think it's not going to end well. Now, before I jump into all of the alts, I just want to show you guys what I get up to. So every week, generally on a Monday, I do higher time frame charts in the Chart Hackers Discord. And I generally do between 20 and 30 higher time frame charts for you guys. And this is how this all came about. So I spend a lot of time on this. It sucks a lot of energy. It sucks a lot of brain power. And I work out these levels and these big hit zones here for you guys. You can see it's all happening here in the Discord. And I give you some absolute banger zones and things of interest. For example, here's NEAR from 8 days ago. I gave you the long zone there on NEAR. I showed you the bullish divergence. It was dropping lower. I said where I wanted it to go. And then lo and behold, I mean, NEAR came up with a whole new pivot. And look at the size of that move that we got out of it. So there's big value in these higher time frame charts. But the point of this is these big levels are the serious levels. These ones are like, if you're trading 50-minute time frames, you day trading, you stuff like that, you're doing the stuff in between these zones, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can see we do it on the show all the time and we have a lot of fun. But when the shit hits the fan, or when the market's pumping too hard, you need to zoom out and you need to focus on the big areas, because these are the ones that give you the big swing moves. Okay, and that is when I start paying attention to these. And in terms of some big swing moves that are starting to concern me, okay, there's things like Link at 17.7. If we pump into that, that is a major rejection zone. Look at this thing. Pump into the death cross. Where have you heard that? Bitcoin chart. So if we get a bullish move out of the market here, 17.7 is a major rejection zone on Link for me. That could be the short that sends Link to $12 to $6, whatever it is. Like, that could be the one that we are looking for. So all these charts are here for you guys in the Chart Hackers Discord, and here is one of them that really caught my attention. And funnily enough, Hyperliquid looks like this as well. So if the market pumps, my message to you guys and everyone here watching and everybody on in the Chart Hackers Discord, if the market pumps, like for example, like Dupe, you will no doubt start feeling euphoric at 387, at 0.4, at 399. You will be feeling super euphoric on Dupe. You will be feeling super euphoric on the market. And what I want to say is, that is a serious take profit zone here on this daily, on this 12-hour time frame, because if this plays out, the damage to the downside is going to send Dupe to something like 22, somewhere around 20. It can be a monster downside move. So what I want everyone to do here is just to be self-aware again. If there is euphoria, now obviously we've seen a dump today. So if we carried on pumping today, this would be even a better explanation. But if you see this big pump to the upside, check yourself, take profits, open shorts, manage yourself at these big zones, because if it plays out and it rolls over and you haven't taken profits, you're going to be miserable. That's all I want to say. Okay. And yeah, pumping downwards. There you go. So make sure if this does happen, you get to these areas, make sure you are taking stuff out. We can always look for new longs if we blow through. So if these things fail, if it rips through and actually goes above, say, that 50-day MA, we can use that as support later on. We can look for new longs, but you can't get your profit back that you lost, okay, that they are going to round trip you on. So just be careful. And what was that message there, James? Get the F out. What? Get the F out is the message on the pump. Thank you, sir. Okay, there we go. That's in a nutshell what I want to say to you guys. Okay, and that was the plan. Okay, that is okay. As long as we're all on the same page, folks. Okay, because again, you can see this market is so fickle at the moment, and right now, like, it could obviously pump again. We've seen a ton of round trips here along the way. Okay, so that is that. Now let's look at some important stuff here. One of them is dominance. Okay, Matthew Hyland telling us dominance is bearish. I think higher time frame, yes, there's argument it looks bearish, but it doesn't help us on a day-to-day basis when we're trying to trade these shitcoins. Okay, so let's look at this. So Bitcoin dominance right now, lower time frame, 12-hour, is actually quite bullish. It's pumping, as you can see. It's bounced at off our danger zone. And Claymont, I've got Popcat. We're going to deal with the criminality in a minute. Okay, I've got it coming. Okay, so we've bounced off a big support zone. We cannot say that that you didn't know about this. This was a bounce zone here where Bitcoin potentially outperforms altcoins. Now, if this carries on moving, that is a major zone for me where I want to see altcoins outperform Bitcoin. So we need to push into 60.4. If we do, and we still have money left, and these alts are still alive at 60.4, that is probably you're going to find alts on good support and a possible bounce opportunity for these altcoins. So 60.4% on dominance. That is zone number one. And then USDT dominance. How's this? Okay, this is us on the daily. And what I said to the chart hackers earlier today was red dominance. Obviously, red USDT dominance is good for the market. It means the market is pumping. When it turns green, it's very bad. Now, look what happened earlier today. This dominance dropped into our support zone, our market danger zone at 5.26%. And then they gave us an almighty bounce that absolutely flushed everybody and sent us back to hell. Okay. And I see we got a bounce call here. What are we longing? Oh my God, Popcat is fucked. Okay, so guys, you get the picture. Use these charts as your guide. Okay, so this was your danger trigger. Yeah, the 5.26. If you're in chart hackers, You get these market updates from me every day. I adjust these levels for you guys, so you know that you have a reasonable playing field that you can play in, okay? And then if we are going to pump again, let's say things get really ugly now, the market sends us lower. What you want to look for is this move there, and then you're looking for the pump again on the market at 5.52%. Okay, so 5.52 market pump and 5.26 market dump. Okay, that is basically the game plan. And RIP Sonic, that doesn't sound good. It sounds like Sonic is on its way to zero. Long virtual power. Oh fuck! Don't tell me virtual is ripping already. Do I need to close my short? Okay, let's skip to virtual quickly. Let's see what's going on. Ooh, okay. I feel you. Okay, so guys, in Chart Hackers Discord during the day, okay, I've got a section here, Blowfin trading setups in my channel, and I drop ideas. Okay, I drop things I'm playing with, I drop thoughts and whatever and setups. And here you can see this virtual that I was talking about earlier. And let me just show you there. There it is. Okay, there's virtual. Okay, so I said it's moving into a major bear zone. The bear case is it's a rejection. I actually showed you guys this one on the show yesterday. Okay, I actually spoke about this as a possibility on this virtual. Now, let's see. Should we be longing virtual here on, say, the 1 hour? So let's go to the 1 hour. Let's just see what is going on. And let's just make sure we're getting some kind of reversal. Okay, so 1 hour isn't reversing yet. Okay, so for me, you need to be a little bit cautious here. We do want to see a clean reversal. We want to see this drop here. I want to see green prints, and that normally gives us a little bit of comfort. So what I can see already, based on where the 1 hour is, virtual is going to reverse either right here, 126, or it's going to reverse here in that region. So it's 1.18 into 1.13. These are the two zones that I expect this thing to reverse today. Okay, so if it carries on dropping, I'm pretty confident you're going to get a long in that lower region over there. John, hello, sir. Okay, so these are your long zones, okay? If you want to play 126, you got to nibble because we don't have a reversal yet on the 1 hour. If you want to wait a little bit, I suspect there's a chance you might get this 116 zone, and that can give us some kind of pumpy on virtual. Okay, either way, I want to get long virtual pretty soon, so I'm going to put my alarm on here. Bang. Okay, and we're going to put an alarm on over there. Okay, so I've got double alarm here for virtual. It's gonna ping us and tell us what to do. Okay, so that is the virtual game plan. And again, TP, what do you want to do? You know, grab a few percent, see if you're feeling good about life. If you pump 5% on leverage, and then go where your heart takes you, James. I think that's the best way to explain it. Alternatively, bang out your fibs from the highs to the lows and TP at 618, TP at 786. Those types of levels. Go back to that comment about the time, guys. Let me know about the time, the stream time. I know this is a slight inconvenience for some of you, and I was thinking about this today. Daylight saving in Europe, and then a week later it's daylight saving in the US. For me, my time stays the same. So that means I generally, in summer for you guys, or winter for you guys, have to move my show out 1 hour. So for me, my current time now, it's 6:30 in the evening. Okay, so it means I've now moved my show 30 minutes earlier for you than it would normally be. And I know some of you are in the car watching, or you're busy making breakfast watching, or whatever the story is, or you're having lunch watching, and now that's shifted your whole sort of setup as to how you were paying attention to the show. So give me some feedback on the time. If you really prefer it, I can move it back to your original time, which would mean I start 30 minutes later for me, but it will be your original time. I hope that makes sense. So please give me some feedback, and just let me know. I know everyone got used to me streaming at the same time for so long. So obviously, let me know. Okay, so guys, there's virtual. You've got the game plan. I think we bounce one of these two levels. I'm pretty confident we're going to get a bounce. If they go lower than that, we're going to hell. Okay, it's like we're going straight to hell if we go lower than that 116. Okay, let's get into all these alts. Let's deal with this. Let's deal with this decisively. Okay, so ETH closes November in the red. It would be the 8th month this year that it closes in the red. Okay, the only year ETH has been more red or seen more red months was in 2018, where it saw 9x red monthly closes. What happened in 2018? Probably went to 0, then 2. I'm sure ETH was like $300 back then. Must have been. Okay, anyway, let's talk ETH. So ETH, no changes for me. Am I still in my long, or did they stop me out? Okay, I'm still in my long. Okay, it's still green. Okay, we're still alive. We're still alive. We're still alive. I still want this plan to work for ETH. Okay, so this is my plan. I want to go to 2.838. I want to go to 3,800. I want Bitcoin at 110 to 113, whatever that zone was. I want Jupiter on that right shoulder, and we're going to exit. We're going to short. We're going to do whatever we want to do in those levels. Okay, that was the game plan for today. Let's see if they still bounce us. It is still on the table. Okay, so 3.8 is what I'm looking for. If, for example, the market keeps dropping, what do you need to look for? Number one, 3,170. That is your first line of major support. So look for a bounce there, 3,170, and then look 2,750. These are your very high probability bounce zones. Do not let ETH go into that zone at 2,750 and you don't have some kind of order ready, some kind of alarm on, something like that. Okay, make sure you are ready at those zones. That is where you want to long on ETH. Look at this. This is gorgeous. Look at that. 3-day resistance. If we drop into that, it ties in with a 618. It's going to bounce there. Okay, be ready if it drops into that zone. Alarms on. Okay, let's go. Sol, absolute dog shit. Absolute dog shit. And this is, yeah, we're in the midst of a beautiful round trip on Sol. We got a bounce yesterday. I said 155 was the bounce zone for Sol yesterday. They gave a beautiful bounce, and now they've dropped us all the way back down, and we are, jeez, I mean, let's actually see here. I mean, if we're really going to clutch at straws. Now, this is the Sol daily. Now, remember, the daily supersedes anything you're doing on lower time frames, okay? And right now, the best I can do is talk shit about 𝗲𝗏𝗀, and I can give you 151 on Sol. Okay, that's the best I can do for you right now. A little bit lower, 145. Okay, 145, 151. These are the bounce zones for Sol. If they fail, again, same as ETH, make sure you are ready. This is a macro 786 fib, 131 into 125. Be ready for Sol. Okay, if that happens, and it happens soon, this is going to print you the best bullish divergence on the daily you've ever seen. There's going to be a reset, and we're going to have a beautiful move on Sol. Okay, it might only be back to 150, but we'll be celebrating like that meme, you know, portfolio down 90%, but today we're up 15. We're all good. Okay, so just remember, but those are the big ones. Alarms on. In fact, I'm going to put my alarm on. Those of you that don't know how to do it, go to the right-hand side of TradingView, and you're going to click on the plus there, bang, and you're going to say add alert. Okay, if you really want to get smart about things, you can even name your alerts. Okay, you can call it whatever you want to call it. Okay, you can say the Lord's level. But yeah, just be ready at 130, guys. That is the zone. Let's talk Zcash. Arthur Hayes. I don't know what type of trader he is. He makes random calls. I hear sometimes he does really well, sometimes badly. I don't know. But he's basically saying he wants to buy more Zcash, 300 to 350. Okay, so he's loading up. I don't know if this narrative is going to carry on. Every time we've seen Zcash do what it does, it goes back to zero. So why is this time different? Let me guess, it's because of the UK and all the stuff. I mean, whatever the story is. But again, these guys just create narratives. So be that as it may, if you want to buy Zcash, if you like the concept of Zcash, you like, you know, oh, I want to accumulate this because you believe it's going to 1,000, whatever, or 10,000, whatever everyone is saying, levels you buy on. Okay, 451, there it is. Okay, you can see clear as day, 451. This is a bounce zone, very big VWAP, nice fib here for you guys, beautiful horizontal. 451, you buy there. Okay, then maybe it drops some more, and you don't mind, you DCAing, you believe this is going to 1,000, you're buying more. Okay, in fact, you're buying with leverage probably at 380, 370. That's quite a high conviction leverage zone. Okay, and then it drops even more, and you're feeling miserable. Well, then you're really buying more here, and that is 300 into 275. Okay, so these are the big ones for me on Zcash. I like, if it bounces, cool. I don't think this thing can go back to those highs. Okay, like just think about this. If it drops here and it bounces up there, that's 61%. Okay, I think there'll be a lot of profit taking there. If it goes back to the highs, it's 100%. If it goes all the way to, say, these lows here at 300, it's 100% to a lower high. Like, I think guys will be exiting pretty quickly. Okay, so yeah, I mean, my view is that trade's possibly done. And if we do get a situation where this thing pumps for a while, what we'll do is we'll map it out. Okay, we'll map out the short zone. I'll tell you where I think we can get it. and we will plan this thing accordingly, and hopefully we will catch like what I would expect would be quite a big move here to the downside. Okay, so just out of interest here, where's our VWAP? Yeah, okay, so could be some moves coming, could be some bounces, things like that. And yeah, maybe in 2029, Giovanni. I mean, yeah, we can give it to our grandchildren's grandchildren. Who knows? They'll be like, what is this thing crypto? Is that like the tulips in the old Dutch, in the olden days? That's what they're going to say. And we'll laugh and be like, yo, can you guys remember? We used to like buy pictures that you could just take a photo of and we made value on it or whatever. I mean, it was amazing, these NFTs. I need Zcash short now. If you short now, you are shorting on support. That's all I can say. If you want to, yeah, so you're shorting on support. Again, you can do that because sometimes support breaks and then you get that move lower down. So that is possible. The problem with shorting on support, though, is sometimes you get a small bounce first, and that small bounce is often enough to take out the leverage traders. So, for example, it could easily bounce 7% and then drop to the downside. So you kind of want to short it on strength. So let me give you a DGen short level. That would be DGen shorts at 487. DGen short at 513. Okay, DGen short zones. If you want to try that, 487, 513. Those are the short zones. Okay, let's talk StarkNet. This thing's been pumping on the narrative as well. What's the story? They're doing buybacks. What's the story with StarkNet, James? They were privacy as well. What's the vibe there?
Yeah, I don't know much about this. It's just that it was pumping with the privacy narrative, but I don't know much about the token itself.
Okay, so again, you know, what happens is it pumps, they take their profits, everyone talks about how fucking amazing it is, and then it comes all the way back down. Okay,
rotate to the next one.
Rotate to the next one. Okay, it might even have been PopCat today. Okay, but in terms of StarkNet, if this thing is going to bounce, it's moving into a very big zone. Okay, so anybody that likes StarkNet, here's a trade for you. It's coming. 1337 into 1270. Okay, that is the first zone. Why is this an interesting zone to me? Let me just show you the basics. Number one, 200-day MA, 100-day MA, 50-day MA. Okay, look what it does here. Resistance there, resistance there, resistance there, support. Okay, so now we're going to say, cool, let's treat it as support, tick the box. Then we've got resistance, resistance, resistance from the price action. Okay, and now we want to use it as support, tick the box. Okay, so in terms of an area where this can bounce, that for me looks like an area you might want to take on risk. So if you liked StarkNet here, trading 15-minute candles and got rinsed, well, now zoom out and say, okay, maybe I like it more on a higher time frame. So look out there. That could make sense. That could be a bounce zone. Again, it doesn't have to be the one that takes you to the moon, but in terms of a bounce zone, this is a pretty good area. So go 133 into 127. 133 into 127 looks good to me. Guys, remember, all these charts, they go into the Chart Hackers Discord directly after the show. Oh, and some very important stuff. If you like the TA that you see on the show, you can learn it. I do it in an accelerator course. Very simple, easy to watch videos, super easy to understand, no swearing, no drama. Okay, I keep it very nice and simple, and you'll watch these videos and you'll be leverage trading within 10 days. You'll know what to do and you'll know how I make these hot zones and things like that. So if you like that, there's a link in the show description. You go into the show, you click on more, and you're going to find right under the show, let me just scroll through all my tabs. Right on the show, you go there under more, and you're going to find the accelerator courses there. So I'll show you the basics of TA, how I use my indicators that I use in there. Okay, now remember, I've got indicators, the oscillators, the order blocks, all these things I use. There's the indicator pack, also available in the show description. But here's the kicker, okay? If you're a Chart Hackers member, you actually get a discount on the indicators. So if you're in the Chart Hackers and you're a member in the Chart Hackers Discord, buy it from the link in the Discord, it's $49. If you're buying it out of the show link, it's $69, okay? And that is, yes, sir. Dom, I got to do the admin here. Dom, it's coming. The Lord of When entry. Okay, so you know where the indicators are. Then another thing, sorry to interrupt with all this admin. Chart Hackers price is going up. Okay, Black Friday is around the corner. There is going to be 1 or 2 deals and specials happening in and around Black Friday. What is going to happen is the price after November is going to be going up. Okay, so what you need to know is anybody that's already in the Chart Hackers Discord is never going to pay the new price. They're always going to pay the old price, which is $99. So if you are in now, it's $99 and you are locked in. Okay. If you come in later, then you're going to have to pay the new price. Okay. So just bear that in mind. That is happening now. Okay. Black Friday is around the corner. So be in now, and then you don't have to pay the new price later on. Okay. Hope that makes sense for everybody. Okay, let's get into some charts and then we'll waffle on a bit more because we're all going to Amsterdam tomorrow. I'm flying tonight to go meet the Chart Hackers community in Amsterdam. Okay. Okay, let's go shitcoinery. Okay, hype. Jeez. Look how this is bouncing. Do we buy some hype here? Do we add? Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of hype here. I'm going to add a little bit of hype. Okay, I'm adding hype. It's back in the box. I don't love the oscillator, but I'm going to add a little bit more after that little dump there. Okay, let's add some hype here. Did Virtual just pick up a limit order? Shit, Virtual just picked up a long limit order. Okay, that looks like it could come lower. Okay, so buying a little bit of hype here. Okay, let's go. Let's get into these things. Let's talk about what's going on. Okay, Aero, we won't talk about this. James, remember this yesterday? I mapped out these two. Aero was one of them, and fuck. Okay, so Aero, guys, you can see just touching on Aero. Okay, head and shoulders. I mean, not head and shoulders. Double top. This thing looks like it wants to come down. This was a zone I mapped out yesterday. I didn't actually drop it in the end, but it was a zone that I mapped out. Now we're looking a little bit lower. Okay, so Aero, just chill. Don't do anything yet. Just leave this thing. There's no trade there for me. Let's go Hyperliquid. Let's talk about this. So this was our win entry yesterday, and I'm glad we're back on the scoreboard. Okay, we hit 3 TPs yesterday. What I was saying when I dropped the win entry was one more drop is going to print bullish divergence, and that was the nature or the basis of me giving that Hyperliquid long. So in my channel here in the Discord, I go to win entry, and you can see here's the win entry from yesterday. We said we were looking for hype to drop into that zone. I said drop prints more bullish divergence. So you just got to be patient. You've got the TPs, you got the entry, you got the stops, you got everything there. And then obviously it now played out really nicely. So we hit 3 TPs on that Hyperliquid trade. Now we've done a full round trip here. We're back in the entry box. The question is the trade still valid? And for me, I'm not loving this oscillator, but we have printed a new low. So the only thing that can save it now is if it starts bouncing from here. So let's say it consolidates a bit. We should see that. And that means we're going to get a bullish divergence print on hype. So I've added a little bit, but what I can see now for my specific trade that I'm in, if it goes below this wick, can you see this wick over here? If it goes below 37.5 and starts closing under that wick, that is where you exit. That is where I'm going to start cutting this position. So I'm going to start trimming this high position now if it goes down there. A perfect world, okay? In a perfect world, what do we see? We want to see consolidation. We want to see this thing chop around here now, print that divergence, and then fire off again, okay, for round 2 of win entry. Okay, but at least now after that dump, we have a perfect exit plan. We know where we can bail on this thing, and we're going to watch this 1 hour for a reversal, and that 1 hour reversal will print bullish divergence. Okay, James, shall we long pump as well? Fuck, you know. I mean, basically, you're going to be wrong or you're going to be rich at this point in time. James is like, nah, he's not liking that. Okay, what do I like about pump? Let's see. Let's see what's going on. This was our original pump backup zone. And why was this a good zone? We had a 618, we had a VWAP in that area. What don't we like about it now? Bearish divergence has just printed at the moment, so not looking incredible. That's hidden bearish divergence. So what does this mean? It means the safer play is to wait for a full reversal on the oscillator. And what that means is, if you want to wait patiently, all you do is you simply mark out your next levels lower down, and you play the patience game, and you say, I'm not going to be drawn into FOMO. I'm going to wait for this thing to come to my zone. If it does come into my zone, then I'm going to check my oscillator. And if my oscillator, by the time it hits my zone, is doing this, then I'm going to take a trade. If my oscillator is not doing that, I'm not going to take a trade. So look over here, 391. That is your zone number 1, 391 for pump. That looks reasonable to me. Then you've got a couple of others. And what I would say is focus on this guy over there. That could be quite nice. So this will be zone number 2 is 3.7. Okay, so 391 and 3.7. These are long zones where I suspect you're going to get a reversal on that oscillator. Okay, so 𝗕𝗏𝗏, I don't like the oscillator. I like the fact that it's sitting on that VWAP. I don't love the oscillator. I think this thing can come down. Okay, so these are the 2 levels I like. So if you want to test them on a degen basis, you can have a relatively tight stop of about 2% on that one. Okay, at that first level. Alternatively, you can have about 2.5% on the lower level at 37. Or if you want to play low leverage games, you can choose to ladder in slowly in that zone. And typically what you want to do is just have a couple of entries all the way down, and you're looking for some kind of slingshot, and then maybe they drop it a little bit lower again. Okay, so there's pump. We'll put that in the Chart Hackers Discord. Fucking, excuse my language, rinsed on Asta. Okay, the game plan yesterday, guys, what did I tell you? I said Asta, possible trades available. Okay, firstly, every time it moves into the VWAP on the lows, you look for the bounce. If you want to take on a high risk play, i.e. a breakout trade, whether it's a horizontal or a trend breakout, you've already missed the move. Okay, so if you want to trade a breakout, you're trading the froth on the top. You're trading the foamy part on the beer. Okay, remember what we do in Chart Hackers is we like pour that beer right at the bottom. So we get that entry and the beer goes all the way to the top. Then you get the frothy part, okay, that everyone likes to play with at the top. Like, those are the breakouts, okay? Sometimes they're amazing. Sometimes that froth, you drink it, it hits your nose, and it's delicious, and you lick it off, and it does good things. You know that feeling, James. but sometimes it's too full, and it fills, and you get rinsed, okay? So it's just the risk of trading these breakouts. So for me, how do I trade these breakouts? I nibble at the highs. If it pops, great. Then I add when it moves back into the bull zone. Okay. If it loses the bull zone, I jump out of these things. Okay. It's very simple. And obviously these breakouts can fly when there's a squeeze and everything can happen. But other than that, right now, this is simply a deviation. Okay. And it's simply now a push back into the range. And I would say wait for 1.03 on Asta. The VWAP hasn't failed once. So 1.03 on Asta, look for that move over there. That could be your next long, 1.03. And Don, you know what I mean, bro? When it goes on your nose and you lick it off, it's nice. Maybe you get a lady to do it as well. I mean, it's pleasurable. But you guys know what I'm saying. Okay, so 1.03 on Asta, that makes sense to me. Okay, it respects the VWAP. This chart will be in Chart Hackers. 𝗬𝗏𝗏, guys, let's get long here at 345 into 342. Why do I like this? It ticks a few boxes for me. Number one, it's going to take out all the stops here, and it's going to get all those guys rinsed, and it's going to go bang, bang. Okay, that's what we want to see. So 345 into 340 on 𝗬𝗏𝗏. If it loses that zone, okay, don't be a hero. This thing can really start dropping. I do believe 𝗬𝗏𝗏 pumps come in the next week or so. I do believe it's going to pump hard. So if it loses 330, then you need to be careful, because then we start looking at levels much lower down. Okay, things start getting a little bit nasty. 310, 285. Okay, so look for this move, 345, that sort of area there, range low, sweep of the area, stop hunt, bang, and get something going there. Near, I got stopped on near. Now it's bouncing. Tricky call, guys. Okay, so you know, near is going to print some kind of divergence. If it bounces again, it's going to print bullish divergence. If you like the look of this thing, here's a zone for you, 2.45. Look at that, bang, 2.45 on near. There's your zone. Okay, if you want to test that area, very small stop. Maybe you're going to get a bounce. You're going to look for momentum. Your only problem, and this was my issue today as well, is you got your 200-day MA just above. Okay, so now we've actually lost it again. So what does that mean? It might mean that you're faced with a situation like this now. Pumps up and then wrecks you, okay, to the downside. So just remember that now. This 200 days is a big marker now for near. So resistance, 2557, support, 245. Those are the big zones. Watch that. To the downside, XRP, absolute dog shit. Going back to zero. But I think I'm going to long the VWAP. I think I don't mind if I do, sir. I don't mind if I do. James is fucking loving this. I don't mind if I'm going to long this VWAP. Hold on. Let's long XRP. Guys, I had such a nice short on XRP. I think we can celebrate it by getting liquidated in a long. I think that's the best way to do it. Okay, so let's go. Let's get our XRP out here. Oh. What? My hype orders from yesterday, they hit. That's amazing. This is nice. When you leave old orders, look at this. Look at this. Wow. Okay, we locked in. We locked in. These hype orders hit. I preset them yesterday. Okay, that's a bonus. Okay, let's go XRP. Okay, so guys, what I did last night for Hyperliquid, okay, I took the win entry and I preset 3 entries, okay, for hype, like to ladder in, okay. Okay, let's go XRP. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do, sir. How much should I get liquidated here, James? 7,500. Let's see. Ka-ching! Straight to Licky's down. Okay.
I like it. That's a pretty small order, though. You got another one set?
I don't want to get hard liquied on XRP.
Oh, okay.
I can't face it. I can't stomach XRP recently. Okay, so guys, I've done this on 2-bit. And look, relatively easy to operate. It's like all these exchanges. They all got little nuances and things like that. But it lets you set the order and it lets you catch them. So here's hype. Let me just show you hype here. Let's see. You can see it missed my last order. I had one more order on hype at 37.5. Look at that. So it missed that final buy. That would have been the kicker. That would have been a nice big size. We would have been 22,000 long if we hit that one. So unfortunately, have missed that. But we long XRP and we longing it off the VWAP. Okay, there we go.
And everyone's clipping that apparently. Everyone in the chat said they're clipping that and keeping it for historical purposes.
I'm ashamed, guys. I'm embarrassed. I should have done this in the privacy of my home. Okay, so there you go. We're long XRP on the VWAP. Let's just, it's such a clean exit, really. Okay, like it's such a free trade because you can see immediately where you can exit this thing. Okay, so this is the 2 hour we're tracking at the moment. There's your VWAP, there's your double trend, there's your 0.5. Like, guys, keep it simple. If you close under that trend, so if you close under 2.3, like, just bail, just get out of this thing, okay? And let it come down, because if you close below that trend, what typically could happen here is, okay, you lose this trend, then you're going to bounce, most likely there, okay? You're going to bounce there, and it's going to look just like virtual, and it's going to send you back to zero. Okay, so there you go. That is kind of what the game plan is. So very simple exit, 2.3, close under that, bail. Okay, just get out. Like, it's XRP. Remember, there's no utility. There's no value in holding XRP. Get the fuck out. It's absolute
garbage.
Okay, here's another one for you guys. 20% drop danger. So this is what I said to the chart hackers earlier today. Okay, let me explain why I believe there's value in being in the chart hackers Discord. Okay, obviously you watch the show, we have a great time, we have a laugh, we take these trades, but there's a lot of value in there other than just me. I mean, obviously my team of 8 people are in there, but I just want to show you like what I said to the guys earlier today. Like, I got stopped out of Filecoin, okay, yesterday or this morning, okay, and I said to the guys here in my update this morning, I said I took the stop last night. It's under the 200-day MA now, so I want to see it break above again. Then could be time for a fresh long. Right now, I'm just waiting. Turns out that was the right choice. Look at that. We were under the 200-day MA. I have no doubt people were trying to long this thing. Okay, and for me, I wanted to break above to be safe. I've already taken a stop on this. I don't want to get stopped again on fucking Filecoin. Like, you know how insulting that is? Like, to get stopped on Filecoin. So, done it once, didn't want to do it again. Now it's rejected, and now we're moving into our 20% danger zone from yesterday. So, if you want to have another crack, here's an entry zone brewing for you guys. 2.03 into 1.9, okay, on Filecoin, okay. And Mr. Below says that XRP bounce will be the next short. Correct, sir. That is the intention. The only way we're going to long XRP is if we can all agree that we can short it, okay? That is our deal, okay? That is our absolute deal here for us. Okay, so guys, there's Filecoin. You know the drill on that, okay? You've got your plan. Dupe, I showed you earlier, looks like absolute filth, okay? But here's the one. Okay, if they drop this now, look for a fake out. You might get a long here, guys. Okay, look for a fake out below the neckline. Let everyone get bearish. Okay, it might be worth a go. 308. Look at 308. Have a sneaky order on dupe. 308. Play that little move. Okay, Brett, dog shit. Virtual, wait for it. 𝗬𝗆, dog shit. Look, 𝗬𝗆's gonna bounce. Okay, let me show you where 𝗬𝗆's gonna bounce. Well, where I think 𝗬𝗆 is going to bounce. You can see that really nice zone down there, okay? Ooh. Okay, so there's two options for 𝗬𝗰. I must say, lately I'm really like the 786 just because the nature of how bearish things are lately, and they often give you these big snapback moves. Okay, so 𝗬𝗰 1.895. It's going to print bullish divergence. Look at that. It's going to do that. So the minute it starts reversing here, you're going to get a bullish divergence print on that 2-hour time frame, and then you might be getting a bounce again. Okay, so where's our 618? It's so hard not to try this one. Oh, James, you can hear me dying here. 𝗬𝗰 going to all-time high in 2030. Giovanni, 2040, bro. 2040, bro. All-time high. Okay. Okay, let's see if it's reversing on the 1, I'll have a crack. If it's reversing on the 1, I'll have a crack. No, see, the 1's not ready. Guys, the 1's not ready. Okay, the 1's not ready. Okay, try not to short the bottom. Okay, like obviously sometimes it breaks lower and you win, and then you feel like a god and you knew better, and like it's nice. Like it's nice. It's like playing the breakouts. But remember, like I play the breakouts and we have a laugh about it because it's risky. Okay, so if you're shorting support, go for it. Sometimes you're going to be right, and sometimes you're going to make bank. But the times you are wrong, you're going to get hurt. Okay, and falling knife. Slothman, I'm the fucking king of the falling knife, sir. Okay, this is my speciality. Okay, this is what I love. And the Don Weldon says, I'd rather long sushi. Okay, so guys, look, I'm not ready for this on the oscillator just yet. Okay, unless we go like 𝗲. Okay, if we go like level of degen, yeah, we go 1 to 𝗲. Okay, what level are you? We can go 𝗲 on this thing, and that might be okay. Let's go 15 minutes. 𝗲 is a 3 minutes. Okay, 𝗲 does 1 minute candles. You see, there's an argument for a bounce now on the 15 minutes on 𝗬𝗰. I don't think it will be very long lived. Okay, so degens, if you want to do something gross, okay, let's have some fun here. If you want to do something terrible that you don't want to tell the wife about, okay, or the husband, okay, Leah, don't tell the husband if you try this. Okay, there's a possible move here for you on 𝗬𝗰. You might find something like this on the lower time frame. Let's do that. So bang, bang, bang. Okay, that could be the play. No, don't tell me 𝗲uses 30 seconds. I won't believe you. Okay, 1.97 is your current degen support. Maybe this is going to give you something. For me personally, I want to see this 1 hour reset. I want to see the 2 hour reset. It could happen in the next couple of minutes, okay? And we could see a shift in that. It could be in the next half an hour, for example. But your long levels on 𝗬𝗰, 196, 1895. Those are the potential long levels. The lower, obviously, the better. The lower, the more aggressive it's going to be. So I suggest, just in case, have an alarm on at 1.9. Okay, just in case. Comes there. And King Sock ZK, I did update today in the higher time frame. Here you go. Okay, so you go into the 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 Chart Hackers Discord, go to ZK. There it is. Okay, there's the chart for you. There's the long zones. Okay, and you can't say I didn't tell you guys where it was going to reject either. Okay, you can't say. SPX 6900 thing and Popcat, terrible. In fact, speaking of Popcat, where are we? God, James, we're ticking over nicely here. 58 minutes later. I mean, talk about the criminality on Popcat. Okay, like what is going on here? Okay, there was a big exit move here on this Popcat, and I thought, like, blast from the past, I thought, wouldn't it be a pleasure to get some kind of short on Popcat here today? And I had my eyes all over this thing for you guys, and as the show started, it started rolling over. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to give you the best gift I could have given you today, and that was a Popcat short, but I see the criminals have dealt with it already. Okay, so Giovanni, yeah, Altcoin, those things are taking a break. They're on the sidelines at the moment. Okay, pirate chain. Okay, guys, so just the final news. God, I've been yakking on all day today. 58 minutes, 59 minutes. Chart Hackers community get together in Amsterdam. I'm on the plane in the next 3 hours. I'm flying out. I'm coming for you guys. We're going to have such a good time. team dinner on Thursday, community dinner on Friday. I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys there. There won't be a show from me. I'm taking some gear. I probably won't do a show. I will drop market updates in the Chartakers Discord. I will drop a short or two with a market update from you guys with a nice bit of scenery behind me. And then I'm back Sunday. I'll do a show on Sunday. Okay, so that's the plan. You can see Kimmy is screaming woo because she's about to get on a plane as well and come to Amsterdam. Okay, there you go. See you guys later.